This is One Voice Radio and Media, and welcome back to Pure Interviews. Today we welcome a special guest. We welcome Rod Kippen into the studio. So welcome, Rod.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself just before we start?
Yeah, so I'm Rod Kippen. I work for 42nd Street, which is a mental health charity working with young people 11 to 25 across Greater Manchester, but more specifically Manchester, Trafford and Salford, and I oversee all their creative offers, so working with young people to use creativity for their mental health.
So, Rod is a strong advocate for children and young people's rights. You give people a platform to have their voices heard through art and creativity, which is something that we hold quite dearly to ourselves as well at Pure. So you've been sent the questions, the guys have got some stuff they want to ask you, so we're going to start with you, Fraser. Do you want to ask your first question, mate? So, what made you want to work with young people?
I think it's interesting working with charities, and people work for charities partly, I think, through personal reasons. And I remember the frustration of being young and not being listened to and not being understood. So I think I was kind of drawn to work with young people. I also really like the energy, the kind of creativeness, their kind of ability to think beyond things. I think they're much more, in a way, more interesting to work with.
Yes.
Fair
enough, I believe.
So they're kind of the revolutionaries, have new ways of thinking and doing things. I'm excited about that as a great person.
Yeah, great answer. Right, Alex, you got the next question there, love.
How do you help young people feel confident joining our creative project?
I think some of it is undoing sometimes. At school we're taught that art is drawing things to look like things, and if you look in art galleries it's not really full of that. So it's about stepping back into what they originally enjoyed about it as children. And I think the other thing is we don't have any judgment. It's about enjoying the process of creating and drawing and trying things and exploring that kind of side of it. And I find it's adults that are much less likely to step back into creativity. Young people have done it in recent history and they've stepped back quite easily in a way. It's mainly adults that tell me, oh, I'm not good at art because I can't draw. Well, I'm good at art and I can't draw, so there's a different thing of being artistic. There's different ways to be artistic. So we just have a really lovely space, safe space, and we just kind of explore creativity without judgment is the key bit, I think.
I think you make a good point that, I can't say it for my school because we valued creativity, but there is a lot of places that don't. I know mates of mine that have gone to different schools and there's no money going into it, no one's that bothered, the school don't care. But I've always kind of been done performing arts and stuff like that. I think it's something important to have, and our school valued it, but like you said about stripping back and kind of taking it back,
we've lost a lot of art teachers in the last kind of 15 years. So the availability to work out this for you.
Yeah, completely agree. Jane, do you want to ask yours up? So can you tell us?
Can you tell us about
A creative project
you really enjoyed?
Well, there's plenty. I enjoy them all, to be honest. They're all really interesting, very individual. I've enjoyed, I think the first one we did was a young person had this machine that it took 4 people to manage, and you kind of steered this paintbrush. So you made these really kind of childlike drawings. I found that a load of fun. And then I think another one that remembers, it was a young person who wanted to do stuff about bullying and all the horrible words that you hear when you're bullied, and she was a drummer as well, so she liked drumming. She was only 12 or 13 at the time. And we covered the studio in paper, and she wrote all these horrible words that she'd heard about bullying. And then we looked at what in the creative art makes you feel good, and I imagine drumming feels good. Immediately feeling good and you're releasing stuff. So we thought, how can we do that visually? So she worked with a great artist, Jamie, and Anna, and Jamie's still around and works with us now. And she filled small balloon water bombs with paint. And she and these other two threw paint bombs at all these words. And it just covered the whole studio in paint, and kind of not the words didn't define her, the colour and the wonderfulness defined her. And I just love that. And there was people outside cheering her on. A lot of adults have wanted to do it. And they just had a real good laugh, and it just felt really positive. And again, it was young people being able to take up space, And then our other young people came in and they wrote positive words all over the walls. It was the only time, I do say, that when they left I had to mop the ceiling, which I've never had to do. I've never had to mop the ceiling before, but because there was paint everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure not many people have.
Yeah.
That sounds great,
Yeah,
I'd love to do
lovely,
that.
yeah.
I'd do that. I'm sure a couple of you guys would love doing that, throwing
Yeah.
paint bombs all over the wall. Could do with that. We need a paint job in here, might just
Yeah.
do that instead, fill some paint and water balloons. Right, Adam, do you want to ask yours, mate?
What do you say to someone who thinks they're not creative?
I think it's really interesting who's told you that. And I think it's interesting where we've got that idea from, because there's no one comes around and judges whether you're creative or not. You can say you're an artist and no one appears at your door and goes, I need to check you are an artist. It is free for us all to use those terminology. I think creativity is, I think we need to give ourselves permission quite often. I think that judgment piece, which kind of gets more and more established as we get older, of I'm not good at that, is something that just doesn't help being creative anyway.
Yeah.
So I think everyone has to be creative. It's the only way you learn as children how things work and your place in the world. So it's just about stepping in and just taking off that judgment is the key bit. It's just enjoying the process, whatever it might be or how it might be. Take some photographs, look at them next week, decide your favourites, or pick up a paintbrush and just keep trying. It's just that kind of, but enjoy the process. If you're always thinking, is this any good? I think most artists would struggle to be creative with that much judgment, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's thousands of ways to be creative, and you're right, you are going to have at least one. It's just a case of finding out which one it is.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Nick, do you want to ask your first one, mate?
How do you choose what creative activity to do with a young person?
They're all such good questions. So what we do is we have a drop-in every week, and we kind of leave a lot of materials out. So there might be paint, there might be drawing, there might be collage stuff, there might be clay. And it's really about allowing young people to decide which they want to pick up that day. And there's a thing in art therapy that you're drawn to what you need, really. So it's not about we don't kind of decide. We have a few tricks, if young people are struggling to get started, collage is really good because you're just making choices and you're tearing. We don't give scissors, so there's no preciseness about it, and it's not about drawing. But it's just about kind of trying things out, I guess, and just putting all the materials out and seeing which, even which size of piece of paper people want to work on.
Yeah.
Which reflects how they're feeling a bit.
Yeah. Kofi, do you want to ask your first question, mate?
Why it's important to let young people make choices in creative work.
That's very good. I think this is the crux of being creative, because I don't think we give young people many chances to have choices. So I think it's really important that you kind of explore having choice. And also I think I work for a mental health charity, and if you're feeling low or you struggle with your mental health, it can be really difficult to make choices. So this is a kind of safe space where you can try out those choices. So I think it's a great way for people not only to listen to young people, but for them to have that space to try out different ideas. So
Yeah. Alex.
What is the biggest challenge you have had in your work, and how did you solve it?
I'm not sure I've solved either of them. The biggest the biggest problems I've had is ensuring we get money to do what we do, which most charities face.
Yeah.
How do we prove it, and how do we get the money in to have staff and to grow it? I think the other thing is we're generally tackling that young people aren't listened to in society or allowed to make choices within services. And I think a lot of the work we do is showing how unique and how creative and how active young people are, and they should be allowed to make their own decisions. So I think that's a constant. I've not won that battle, but they're the two battles I have.
Yeah, I mean the money battle's probably
Yes.
always going to be a thing. I can't imagine that going away anytime soon. Right, Dick, you got another question, mate?
How do you know if a creative project is helping young people?
Great question. What we do is we have a lot of conversations with young people, so we kind of support them to say yes and no and to be really honest with us. And we have lots of check-ins to make sure it's doing what they need to do. And we're kind of trained in kind of mental health, so we can kind of pick up on that. The other thing is what I see is when you kind of realise your idea, is the amount of pride that's in it for young people. And you just see it in the faces. And then they get to show the family or the friends their artwork. And you can just see it's had this huge effect. One, that they're kind of proud of what they've done, but also that they're seen as an artist, they're seen as someone creative. Whereas sometimes the family might have worried about them, they're now that kind of creative person. So it allows them to be bigger than they are in a sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you've worked here as long as me and Joe have, you can see, you can just tell by the eyes, like the body language and everything. It is very easy to spot now, especially with you.
Especially with you having hints.
Oh, thank you. Right, anyway, I distracted myself then. Adam, number 9, do you want to ask your next one, mate?
What advice would you give to young people with disabilities who want to try creativity?
I would say try and pick it up wherever you can. A scrap of paper, kind of use your phone to take photographs, try and find a local group if you can. I think just explore it for yourself. It's a kind of, you know, our artists don't work for 5 years and give up art, they carry on being artistic. And I think that's the lovely thing about it. It's always got something, some form of interest or something new to try. So I think just keep doodling, keep drawing, keep painting, take photographs, explore kind of all the different kind of creative ways you can be. But again, don't put judgment on it, just enjoy it and be interested by it. I'm much more, I love art that I'm interested by. It's not as if it's good or bad, but is it interesting? And if it's interesting to you, it will be interesting to someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, we've got one more question and it's from Jane. Do you want to finish us off?
Is there anything you would like to ask us?
One who came up with questions because they're great. I really like the questions.
It's a bit of a mix. Reese has quite a big influence in
yeah.
that. That's kind of the only influence he tends to have. He just leaves it to me and Joe in the end. But the guy, when it comes to the questions, it is normally Reese that kind of goes around it. But it comes after a conversation with the guys, so it's kind of based all on the thoughts and ideas, as it should be.
And just what creativity do people like? What kind of art stuff do people like?
Go on then, spin round. Start with you, Jane, because I know what you like to do. It's alright, what do you like doing? You draw a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Do you paint a colour or just a pencil?
Some really good drawings.
Fantastic. It's really interesting.
It's going shy now,
But that's really interesting because I think there's two things. There's one, creating work, and the other thing is showing work. And it's really brave to show people your work. And there's been very vulnerable, and I think that's really, if you get to that stage of sharing your work, I think that's, you've succeeded.
Yeah, you're opening up yourself to negativity, potential negativity, aren't you? But you're really good at bubble writing, aren't you? Bubble writing, graffiti stuff. You're good at portraits as well. You drew me Vincent Company once, didn't you? Which was really good. And like you said, Alex, you're creative as well, like especially with your editing. Your MacBook stuff, that's its own form of creativity, isn't it?
Totally.
Thumbnails, designs, green screen.
Keeping myself active and fit.
Yeah.
You always do, don't you?
And you like the digital kind of creative stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
definitely
I'm
right.
very technical.
Yeah.
Keeping myself
I'm not
fit.
at all. Yeah, good.
Alex, show your hoodie.
Oh yeah, go on. Show your hoodie.
There one.
Oh right,
Your back's covering it a
fantastic.
bit. Yeah,
Is it cover it off?
Technical girl.
Yeah, technical girl.
Fantastic.
But yeah, keep going round Kofi. I mean, Kofi's got a great singing voice. That
You enjoy singing?
is definitely one
Yeah,
thing
he's
he's
very,
good at.
very
Oh,
good singer.
fantastic. I think that's such a direct kind of art form, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like only using your body
Yeah.
and just creating this kind of. You can change a room with it.
Yeah, performing arts definitely runs through your system, doesn't it, Kofi? But you do dance as well, don't you?
Yes.
You do dance as well on
wonderful.
Mondays. We have a dance project,
Right, yeah.
so it really that's his bread and butter. That Kofi
Fantastic.
And
definitely.
also, we do have another project called Sign and Sing.
Yeah.
Sign and sing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sign.
Fantastic.
You do a bit of signing, don't you? You can do a bit of Makaton, can't you?
I taught Julie McNamee's daughter.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yeah, Adam. What about you? You mean you're a natural born performer, aren't you? Does drama, Adam. He's
Oh,
brilliant. Absolutely
What
brilliant.
I can, the last time I saw Adam,
Yeah.
he gave this setup with what we did,
Right.
and it was based on the 20 years of Pure.
Oh, right.
But they did a performance of The Lion King, and he was Scar.
He's
Oh, wow,
He was
fantastic.
brilliant. He loves playing a villain.
Right.
He's brilliant at villain, aren't you?
You learn so much from drama as well, don't
Captain
you?
Hook,
Yeah.
Scar.
Yeah, Captain Hook, Scrooge.
baddies.
Yeah, Scrooge. Although he's kind of good in the end,
Scrooge,
but
good,
he starts
yeah.
bad, so it's
Yeah.
close enough. And then Nick, I mean, you're very tech savvy as well, aren't you? What do you want to say? What you do in radio?
Yeah, I read off a script, I record it and then I edit it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
It's all of his own work.
All
Yeah.
creative work, isn't it?
Yeah. Like me, I'm rubbish at drawing. Like, I'm just really not my
But
element.
it's what type of drawing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but it's just drawing in general. It's just there's a couple of things I'm not good at in life, and that's one of them. But
But it's
You're
a
great at
type of
karaoke.
drawing, isn't it?
Karaoke, you're pretty
make
good
up
at.
for it in karaoke, you know. Yeah. Suppose so.
Yeah,
You should see me in karaoke. It's a whirlwind. But yeah, we've gone round the table. Is there any more
What about
questions?
you? What's your creative piece?
Well,
Go on.
I'm usually on podcasts.
Oh, right, doing the podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You said you're good at signing, aren't you? You're quite good at hackathon.
Yeah. And then the lady downstairs called Julie McNamee,
Yeah.
and I used to teach her George at school.
Oh, fantastic. Good God. All busy lives.
Isn't it? But yeah, I mean that's everything from us anyway. Is there any more questions that you want to ask the guys?
No, just thank you for the invitation and what a lovely time. So thank
Yeah,
you.
no, of course.
If you ever want to come down to 42nd Street to see the creative space, come and let me know.
You like that? Visit the art,
Yeah.
visit the gallery.
Could be a future trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fancy that?
We'll do
Yeah.
something creative.
I'll speak to the big boss about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming in, Brad. It's been a pleasure. I was not surprised it was. And then we'll call it a day there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Everyone waves to the camera. Woo!